Hello, beautiful souls. This month's winner of the drawing for a free session with me is Adrian W. That's right, I still do this drawing. Each month, my assistant picks a winner from the names from all of the people who've written a 5-star positive review on iTunes or my Google or Facebook business pages. Links in the show notes below. Copy and paste your review to all 3 places and you're entered to win 3 times. Don't forget, email me a screenshot so that we know how to reach you when you win. Friends, an additional 16 winners for free sessions with students of the Angel Reiki School were also picked. Those winners' names are in the podcast show notes and over on our Facebook group, the Angels and Awakening Podcast Tribe. Don't forget, leave a review today and maybe I'll be announcing your name on an upcoming show. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your angel medium, Julie Jancius, and today we're sharing your angel stories. Why do our angels and loved ones above show us signs? Yes, they want us to know they're okay and at peace, but deeper than that, they want us to connect with them so that they can help us more from the other side. Friends, it all begins with your intuition, vibration, and experiencing oneness. Your intuition is your soul's voice. It's also how your loved ones talk to you from heaven. In this podcast, we teach you how to turn up the volume on your intuition so that you can hear their loving messages more clearly. We also teach you how to raise your vibration and feel your oneness with all that is. Friends, you are here to love, give love, receive love, be love, radiate love. And because your soul is love, all you really ever have to do is just be. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm Julie, and I am here with Rod Arnold. He is a listener of the podcast, and he is here today talking about his angel story. Rod, I am so excited you're here. Thank you for being on the show.
Yes, I'm glad to be here.
Wonderful. So I wonder if you could tell us your story.
Yeah, so it's kind of a group of stories that all are kind of connected. And so a little bit of background. Growing up, I was with my mom, and I had a sister who was just like my mom, or like a second mom, I guess you'd say. So we were pretty close. We did a lot of stuff together. So when I was almost 7, she was killed in a car accident. And then that was really, really hard for Mom because they had some stuff they went through. And so it's just really hard for her. So as time went on, maybe I don't know if it's a few weeks or maybe a month or so, my mom and dad are sitting in their bed like they always do every night, and their bedroom could face into the kitchen, and there's a clock in there, and I think they still have the clock. It's like an old digital radio clock, and the numbers that light up disappeared and came back. And this is my mom that's watching and seeing this, and she like kind of froze, and she wanted to ask my dad, did you just see that? But she kind of didn't want to seem crazy, because going through trauma, things can happen or whatnot. But so my dad says, did you just see that? And so it kind of validated my mom. And so they talked about what happened, and it's basically like the silhouette or image of my sister in her bathrobe walking back to her bedroom. Like she just came to get a drink and walked back to her bedroom. And so they even got up to check on me because I'm just right across the hall from them, and I was asleep in my bed. No one else was home at the time. So that's one little story that they shared together. And then my dad, he, I guess, walked back to her bedroom one day after she passed, and he just was looking around the room, just kind of thinking, and he said, "Oh, Amanda." And when he said that, the back door like slammed shut, just very, not maybe like angry slam, but just like a very prominent shut. And the back door, from my recollection, from what my dad's told in the story over and over, is that it's hard to shut, and you have to do certain things to make it be a good shut. And so it just kind of, that's always stuck with him and been something he's always shared with people, along with the other story. We always call it the Amanda story because always know he's going to, if he starts talking about in my head, I'm going through, replaying everything in my head that I've heard him say over and over again. But it's always so comforting to hear it. Then if you fast forward to, I was 6, almost 7 at the time, then maybe when I was 10 or so, my brother moved back in with us, and we came back into the house. And when we came into the house, that same radio is in the kitchen of a different house we moved into, and it blares, turns on, and it's the Arms of the Angels song. And we both look at each other, and he had to go in there and turn the radio on and back off to get it to turn off. But that song was significant to us because we knew my mom, we knew she would not like to listen to that song. And she still to this day is like, it's a nice song, but I don't want to hear it. And it just brings up too many emotions. And so we kind of just thought that was like a little hello or, symbol. And then fast forward another few years, I'm 18, 19-ish. My brother passes away from a brain aneurysm. And that was another thing where we had gone through so much together, where we went through phases where we didn't get along at all, like we didn't even talk, to living in a room together for 6 months before he went on to a new job and becoming really good friends again, and like being so proud of him for the transformation he went through. And so he passes away, and I just, growing up in a very religious home, was always worried, did he ever make things right with God? Did he ever do this? Did he ever do that? And I just prayed about it and been thinking about it. And I'll go to get in my car to go run errands or do something. And as soon as I turn my car on, the lyrics from a song come on, and the lyrics that came on were, "I'm in better hands now." And it was like, that's the very first thing that came on. And I just like took that as that has to be, a sign that I just thought about it, just prayed about it. This turns on. And then just another side note, I used to work at a store that sold little mints, and they had like scriptures on them and whatnot. And so I grabbed one of my mints, and because I was testing quality control, And so the mint wrapper said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." And that was shortly after that as well. And so all those stories just kind of wrap into one. I just feel like I've always been little hellos and whatnot, and a comfort from them. So
yeah. Absolutely. It is 100%. And in that angel communication course that I did in November, which is still online if anybody wants to take it, we talk a lot about that and how our loved ones come through with these signs just for that reason, to get through to our consciousness that, hey, I'm still here. I'm still connecting with you. You can still have a relationship with them from the other side. And I'm glad you used the C word, because that's what everybody says, like crazy. Your mom, when you're first telling the story that, she didn't want to seem crazy. And I think we're finally at this point as a society, as a mass human consciousness, where we're like, okay, we get it. It's not crazy. Like, this is truly happening. These signs are coming through, and it's so funny. I just got done with a session before our call, and the woman said something that everybody says. She goes, "Julie, just tell my mom I say this, or just tell my sister I say this." I say, tell them yourself, because you can have that incredible relationship with them. I feel like my dad and my relationship is stronger now than it's ever been. And he's laughing right now. He's saying that's because he can't talk back.
And it's funny that you say that too, because there'll be times where I'll smell tobacco, and it'll be somewhere random in my house, and I don't do tobacco. No one else in my house does tobacco. The one person that does do tobacco, it's very few and far between they're ever in the house. And they're not even around. And I know it smells just like my brother's old tobacco. And so I just go, "Oh, hey, you're here." Just kind of give them that conversation. Like, and at first when I would do that, I felt kind of silly, because I was like, "Oh my gosh, if somebody walked in right now, they're like, who are you talking to?"
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm just like, it's just him. He's just saying hi. So.
Friends, I am so excited to announce that we took all of the information from the 2 e-courses that we've run earlier this year. the Angel Communication e-course, and the Manifestation e-course, and we put it into a beautiful package for you to take anytime. If you sign up on our website to take one of these courses, what you're going to get is a beautiful workbook where you have all of the information and different places to write down what you're experiencing as you go through the course. And my friends, in the Manifestation e-course, there is over 5.5 hours of content videos for you to learn from. In the Angel Communication course, there is over 6.5 hours of video content for you to learn from. And we are getting such amazing feedback from people who are saying this is so life-changing to be able to hear, feel, see, talk to, and overall in general communicate with your angels. And in the other e-course, we are having so many people email in about the beautiful things that they are manifesting and co-creating in their lives. Friends, if you need help with these things, these e-courses are available for you to take anytime. If you want to support this podcast, please take one of those e-courses, book a one-on-one session with me where I'll bring through messages from your angels and loved ones on the other side. Or you can also take the Angel Reiki School. We have the next school coming up May 2nd and 3rd where you'll become an Angel Reiki Master Teacher. If you want to learn all about what's included and how you're going to develop your unique spiritual gifts there, how you're going to use those unique spiritual gifts in your life, stay on for the very last 3 minutes of this podcast where we're going to go over all of those details about the school with you. Thanks so much for listening. Now let's jump back into the show. Do you ever stop and ask yourself when you get those signs, like when you smell the tobacco, what was I just thinking about?
I used to not, but after listening to your podcast, I'm gotten to the point where if I see a significant number or if I see or feel certain significant things that I feel like I'm being nudged towards, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What was I just thinking about? Because this is like a key thing I need to think about. So I'm trying harder on that part. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Continue to do that because he is trying to validate things for you. And I feel like there's a couple of things that you need to know. One of them is your brother comes in talking because he makes me feel like you guys were really close and he wants you to know a couple of different things. First, do you have kids yet? Because if you don't, you're going to.
I don't yet.
Okay. Because I see you having more than one child. And sometimes when we have had passings in our family and more than one sibling, we can think to ourselves in our subconscious, well, what if? What if something happens to my children or what if something this or that? And he said, stop. Because the thing that you're not thinking about as a soul is that you have lived thousands of lives. So in those thousands of lifetimes, the majority of them, you didn't lose those siblings, right? You had a perfectly happy, healthy family that was there with you, and you didn't have a lot of loss. So he said, don't in this lifetime tie that loss to what's going to happen in your future, because he said there's nothing there. So don't manifest it.
Okay.
Other thing that he says you do that with too is your health and his health. You worry about the aneurysms. You worry about different things because he passed. And he said, you're not going anywhere. That's not your path.
Every time I get a headache, just because headaches run in our family, and that's how his started. And so there have been times where I've gotten some headaches that were not normal or from what I've had in the past. And my first thought is, oh my gosh, do I need to go, just get checked out to make sure everything's okay? And I'm not gone that far yet, but there have been times where that's definitely been a thought.
So he's taking this a little bit further, and you got to understand that the only way that spirit can show you what they need to show you sometimes is they can only use the experiences that I've had in order to, it's like, you remember a Rolodex?
Uh-huh.
You pull a card and a memory or something that I've seen before, and that's what he's showing me. So this is interesting because brain aneurysms run in my side of the family too. My grandmother's mother passed away when she was, I think, 13 years old, and she had to take over doing all the motherly duties, because of that. And I always worried, well, what if it skipped a couple generations? Because we get bad headaches too. I get terrible headaches. And so I ended up running into this woman, and she said, you can go for a test where they do like an MRI or something, and they'll see if there's anything in there that could pop later on. Mm-hmm. And so I went and had that done because Spirit was saying, just go to get it done so that you don't have anything. And that's what came up. So if you can do it too, just go do it so that you know and that you don't have that subconscious fear anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. What do you do for work? He's talking about your career too.
Right now I'm a special education teacher, and I've done that for several years, and I'm moving into behavior, but it's still underneath special education. But yeah, so I do special ed.
Okay. He's so proud of you for the work that you do. And he said that you have such a huge heart, that you've always used your heart. And it is you following your intuition, that voice within us that is our higher self, that is God, that's our spirit team, that's him talking through to you. And he said, just continue to follow that. You hear him. You just don't hear him in his voice. You hear him in your own internal dialogue.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate your time.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. I enjoy listening and can't wait to hear some more. So I appreciate it.
Good. Yay. Perfect. Thanks, Rod. Have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Beautiful souls, we have so many freebies to help serve you, your family, and friends. Want a weekly message from your angels emailed to you? Sign up on my website to receive a weekly message of love, hope, and healing from the angels. Do you have a prayer request? Go to the homepage of my website and submit your prayer request so that our team of prayer warriors can be praying for you daily. Want to learn more about the angels and energy healing? Subscribe to my YouTube channel called Julie Jancius to learn more about the angels, energy healing techniques, and so much more. One of the biggest things we hear from our listeners is that they have no one to talk to about their spiritual awakening. We created a private Facebook group called the Angels and Awakening Podcast Tribe so that you could connect with others like you and know that you're not alone. So be sure to join this group on Facebook to get the support you need. Want a free session? We plan to give away over 240 free sessions with students in the Angel School per year. To win a free session, subscribe and rate this podcast 5 stars. Then write a positive review and email us a screenshot. That way we know who to contact when you win. Want to share your uplifting angel story on the podcast? Because we love sharing them. Please write down your angel story and email it to us. Don't forget, be an angel and share this podcast with someone who needs it. See you back here next time for another episode of the Angels and Awakening podcast. Friends, if you feel the calling to be a healer or to learn more about energy so that you as an empathic person, as a highly sensitive person, can learn how to clear out your own energy, if you really feel called to take action and become a healer to fulfill your soul's purpose in this lifetime, then the Angel Reiki School is so for you. Imagine what your life would be like when you know how to use your unique spiritual gifts, whether that's connecting with angels, mediumship, intuition, seeing color, or really having the power to heal with your hands to help others make huge changes in their lives. We have an upcoming Angel Reiki School on Saturday, May 2nd and Sunday, May 3rd. This is held at the Hilton Doubletree in Lisle, Illinois. We get together all day Saturday from about 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and we are working all day long on helping you develop your spiritual gifts, helping you understand energy more. And then we come together on Sunday from about 9 a.m. till about 12:30 p.m. and we're honing in your gifts. My friends, I keep the class sizes small on purpose for a reason because it allows me to really help each individual connect with their unique spiritual gifts and really hone in on what that is and how to use it with other people. Because, my friends, each one of us does have a unique gift. And the Angel Reiki method that I created is really about bridging different forms of healing. It's not 100% Reiki. It is really a unique system of healing. It's about learning energy so that you can help people clear energy out of their aura, their chakras, their body. But then it's also about understanding what your spiritual gift is. And that could be so many different things. But once you understand your unique spiritual gift, you can use it to help that person go even deeper into their healing. So that's what the Angel School is. It's really a bridge of both energy healing and you developing your unique gifts so that you know how to use it to not just help yourself, but to help others as well. Friends, I was called to create the Angel Reiki method during a vision where I saw Spirit showing me how the planet will come to a place of peace. Spirit says that the 7.5 billion people on Earth will not come to a place of peace using the same healing path, but instead by healers rising up and creating new paths of healing based on their unique spiritual gifts. Friends, if I hadn't listened to the little voice calling me to become a healer, I would still be working in corporate America miserable. And what Spirit wants you to know is that you have to listen to your heart. Because when you are called to be a healer, that calling doesn't go away. You might try and push it off for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but my friends, it is still going to be there. I have had women come into my office who have said, you know what, Julie, I'm a widow now and I am in my 80s, but this is what I have always felt called to do. And this is what I'm doing and I'm starting it now. So there's no age limit, but the sooner that we do this, we feel fulfilled in our souls. We feel so alive. And that's what I want for you. I want you to have that fulfillment. I want you to get that by touching the lives, the souls that you're here to help in this lifetime. So if the Angel Reiki School is something that you feel called to, definitely go over to my website or reach out to the office. We will get you all registered and ready to go for the May 2nd and 3rd Angel Reiki School. Thank you so much, friends. Sending you peace, bliss, and many, many blessings.